Hello, my name is Alli, and as you know, probably by the title of this video, I teach ESL online to kids in China through VIPKid. Today we'll be talking about my classroom setup. So one of the things that I know you've got to have, no matter which platform you're teaching ESL online with, is a nice background. They like to see that you've got a dedicated space for teaching, it's engaging, it gets you bookings, it's something that parents really like to see, and it's just fun. So let's take a look at my background. So this is my most recent background, and I kind of like how all of the elements kind of play together here. So I've got some educational content, obviously. I've got my name I like to point to. I also wear a sweatshirt to teach that says my name on it, so when I didn't have this, I would point to it on my sweater. But I do like to have it in the background. And now you can see here I've got a whiteboard. I love to have a whiteboard up because I can use it for rewards. I have magnets on the back of my rewards and they just snap right on and off. I also teach the months of the year often. I'm teaching level 3 unit 1 quite a lot these days. So I've got this. I like to have educational material that I can reference during class, like I said, but I also just like it to look cute. So let's take a look at each individual portion of my background. I'll take you through where I got them and how much each cost. So let's start off with the most expensive purchase for my background, this whiteboard. I got it on Amazon, I believe, for, I think it was about $14.99. And it does have little corkboard things here. I don't use it that often for corkboards, but it is just really good to have for the magnets. I can write things on there if I want, which I don't do often because I have handheld whiteboards too. But it's good for that just in case. So moving on from the most expensive part of my background, everything else, everything else I got for $1. So I got this pom-pom stuff at Dollar Tree. These I got at Dollar Tree, the colors. They were originally like a train, and I just cut their wheels off and their little caboose and their front part where the conductor sits. I don't know what trains are. And then I got these at the dollar store as well. It comes with the rest of the alphabet. In the little teacher section, it's a gold mine. As I'm sure a lot of brick and mortar teachers know already, but I was not a brick and mortar teacher before starting with VIPKid, so I have been enlightened to the wonders of Dollar Tree's teaching section. I got this month's of the year poster for $1 at Target in the dollar spot, and these little shapes were from the dollar store. There's a balloon, there's a rectangle, there's like funny jagged little edges of stuff, and that takes us through the entire background. So this is what the kids see when I teach them, more or less. It's a little bit wider of an angle. My big suggestion is when you're setting up your background, open up your classroom if you can. I know it's a little bit hard now because VIPKid changed the amount of minutes that you have to go in before class and open up your camera. It used to be that you could go in at any time, even like hours beforehand. I think like within a day before, you could go in and open your camera and kind of see what's going on. But now, unfortunately, you can only go into a class and open up your camera within like an hour before. But what I did when I was applying, and I hope it's still the same, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I went into the practice room that they let you have access to before your demo and before your mock classes, and I used that kind of framing of the camera as a general guideline for where to place things on my wall and what that angle of the classroom is actually going to look like. So that was really helpful, and you can see the difference in quality of your webcam from just normal and from when you're in the classroom. I'll get into this later a little bit more detailed with the camera, but when I used the webcam built into my laptop to teach classes from, it was a much different quality when I was just on the camera app in my laptop versus when I was teaching. The quality was a lot different. So there were some things that you actually can't even see. We'll get into the reasons of why I use an external webcam in just a minute. Okay, so now let's move on to what is expected of your background elements when you're in the hiring process versus maybe what you can get away with later when you're already teaching. So in the hiring process, they are looking for something educational. And that's where the dollar spot at Target and the Dollar Tree really came in handy. They've got lots of educational stuff that take up a good amount on the wall. It's really, you know, very convenient to do things for pretty cheap. And I know that sometimes it seems a little counterintuitive when you're interviewing and you have your demo coming up. You're like, I don't even know if I got this job yet, and I have to shell out money to put up a background. But I promise it's easy to do cheaply. I got my first background for like a total of $3-4 that I did my demo with. I didn't have the whiteboard. I think I just had the colors and I had the shape that said Teacher Alli. That brings me on to another thing that you need for your interview and hiring process. I believe it's only required of the certifications, but you do need to have your name displayed in your background. I liked to have it for my demo interview as well, just because I felt like it kind of introduced me a little bit better. It kind of showed that I was, you know, I had done the research, that I wanted this job and I knew what goes into it. Now, what is expected of your background as you already are teaching for a little while, you've got kind of happy with your certifications, you're not applying for certifications super often. Your background just has to be exciting to look at, capturing the eye, a little bit of fun. I know plenty of people who just have a whiteboard with some like bunting or a ribbon around it. I've seen people with just a little poster of a map up. So that's some examples on a smaller end. But on the larger scale end, I've seen people with entire back walls of their home office decked out in like elementary school style billboard with like names of each student, which is kind of nuts because you have a lot of students in VIPKid or teaching ESL online and you don't see them all every day. But if you'd like to do that, write their names as they come in. Maybe a whiteboard's a better option, like welcome Emily or whoever. But yeah, that's just another extreme end. So really, you don't have to concentrate as much on educational content for your background when you're already hired and you're already teaching for a little while. You can kind of play a little bit more as long as it's eye-catching, because then that's how people are gonna book you. People aren't gonna wanna book you if your background's boring. And I know that for a fact because I had a background for a long time. When I first moved in here, it was just a lot to kind of get up. So I had this poster, and I had a poster of the same size that has the ABCs in like all little circles, but it's very much this kind of poster like tone with the beige, and this did not come across on camera in the classroom at all. To me, when I look at this now, I'm like, okay, that's pretty like nice colors, it's science-y, there's plants, the ABCs. What the kids saw was this gray wall, beige posters, and circles. They couldn't even see that they were letters. So I had that for a long time. And it's not like my bookings were bad. They actually were fine, but I could just tell that my kids weren't as engaged and I just didn't feel as comfortable having such a boring background. Now, that moves me on to location of my teaching space. So currently I am standing in front of a wall and my dining room table is right here. I teach on my dining room table. It's pretty much the only thing I use it for. I've got my props in a shelf in my dining room table. And I've got a yoga mat under my feet, and when I teach I have a chair right here that I can sit down on between classes, or if I need to sit to teach sometimes, I can do that. So this spot that I'm standing in is just in the middle of my living room. My kitchen is over there. My bedroom is over there. And for a long time, the reason I wanted posters that could kind of blend in is because I don't want to just look like a preschool exploded in my living room. But you know, I figured I'm teaching full-time. I want the bookings to come in so that I can keep teaching full-time. I might as well just commit to it, and then if I am having people over, which is not as frequently, I can just cover it up. Now, what do you do when you travel and teach ESL online? Not as big a deal as you might think. You just need one poster. Some people even use like a shower curtain that's really cute, or a towel that has a cute pattern on it. You just hang it up on any wall, push pins, anything that'll get it to stick up. You could drape it over a bed. If you're in a hotel, if they have a cool shower curtain, you don't have to do anything. Obviously, you won't know that until you get there. But I digress. Bring just something that folds up, easy to store, easy to travel with. Toss it up behind you. It does not have to be educational while you're traveling, and bring a few of your favorite props with you. Your most used props. Don't go crazy if you're traveling with props, but it's really such a good job to travel with because you can be anywhere in the world while you do it, and you can pack light, and then you can have your entire setup. We'll talk a little bit more about lighting in just a second. I have some portable lighting options as well. Okay, so here is what my classroom setup looks like when I am teaching. Let's take a closer look. So first of all, starting with the computer, this is a Lenovo. No, it's not. It's an HP. Yeah, it's an HP. So first of all, starting with the computer itself, I did not buy this computer for teaching VIPKid. I had this computer already. It is an HP. I like it a lot, and I've had it for about 4-ish years now. So here we've got my Logitech external webcam. I really like this. I used to just use the webcam that comes with my computer, which you can't even see because it's just a teeny little dot. But hello little friend. Thank you. But once I, got this guy on here, it kind of changed the game. It made my lighting way better. It made the image way clearer. They could actually see the things that I was sticking up on the magnet board behind me. And panning over to our little ring light. So this has 3 settings. Gets pretty bright, and it looks really good. Like, let me flip you around. Like, it's pretty good. The only thing is, I wear my glasses to teach. There's a reflection. There's no way around it. Unless you want some kind of fancy lenses. I don't want to spend money on fancy lenses. Literally no parent has ever commented on it. I just wear my glasses, and it is what it is. I do angle my head down a little bit if it's really bothering me. I can angle my props down if it's bothering me with reflection in there, but it's just not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. But this light really packs a punch. It was about 14-ish, like $13.49 or something like that from Amazon, so it is definitely worth it. I've considered getting another to put here, which I've seen a lot of teachers do, just to kind of balance out the light. Sometimes the way the sun shifts, I wish I had it. But it still is perfectly good. I can turn the brightness up on my computer and it is wonderful. The only thing is it would die when I didn't have it plugged in during class. I would even plug it in between classes, but it would die. I'd get about 3 classes out of it and then it would just be too dim. So I just bought this, it's like a micro USB charger for like $5 at Marshall's. It's all the tax write-off, so that was a perfect thing, and now I just keep it plugged in. And this, I do have an external mouse. It just makes circling and doing all that kind of stuff on the PowerPoint slides just a little bit easier. My webcam is also a plug and play, so I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of USB space on my computer, and my headphones are in like an audio jack, an auxiliary. My old headphones were a USB. So if they still were a USB, I would have to get a USB hub. But like I said, everything's a tax write-off, so it is worth it. I just stand these up for standing to teach on 3 boxes. One of them holds my paint. And when I sit, I take this box off. And sometimes when I plop it on the green box, it's a fine height. Sometimes I need to change it. And then right over here, I've got my whiteboards. I have 2 little cardboard whiteboards from the Dollar Tree. This whiteboard was probably in the $10 range, another Dollar Tree one, and then a matching one. I might have gotten the pack of 2 for like 15 or something. It was a good deal. I'll try and link them in the description as well. And honestly, I really prefer those sturdy whiteboards for explaining things and delving into more detail if somebody needs me to write something out during class. So I like those. My headphones are, let's see, what brand are these? Sonotum. I got them on Amazon for about $20. I'll link everything in the description below if these prices are not correct. I'll make sure that those are there. I like them a lot. They do have an attached microphone where you can control the volume. This is the mic, and this online said that this was a mute. It only mutes if you're holding it. It's not like a press to mute, press to unmute, which my old headphones had, which I liked a lot. But this microphone still does the job. I can hold it up to my mouth if I really need to enunciate something, but I find that I don't often because it picks up the sound just as well as if it had a separate mic like that jutted out in front of my mouth. And I even like cover up the mic sometimes and it doesn't make a ruffly noise. So these are not my top choice of headphones, but they were replacement ones when my other ones broke. They were relatively cheap and they do the job. I like them. So let's take a look at my prop shelf. So this is actually my dining room table here. It just had these built-in shelves, and I've got this like makeup organizer here with my props in it, my most used props. I've got this box of props with like my stuffed animals and puppets that I've got. I have a microphone that I use all the live long day. I keep Tums here because they're just good to have on hand when you're teaching for many hours in the morning. Also in this box, I keep my mouse, my webcam, my portable lighting, and my headphones, which are actually hung up here with a little command hook, if you can see that. Down here I keep my whiteboards, my marker cup, this little organizer I keep rewards and just kind of miscellaneous stuff in. So sitting down now, I will go into more detail with props, what my favorites are. I can do a full prop overload, show you everything I've got, what I like, what I don't like, and why. We can do that with rewards as well, so look out for that. That'll be coming, as well as a video on lighting, what I do for that. I've got a whole bunch of lights kind of going on all over to all work together and illuminate me when I teach. So stick around for those 2 videos, as well as many, many more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week.